This is the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast with Nick Cattles.
Let's flip it. How concerned are you, big picture, about this defense?
I'm pretty concerned. I do think that they'll get better, I think, over the course of the season. The longer that, guys like, especially like a Craig Woodson, whatever they do at the other inside linebacker spot next to Spillane, you're hopeful that comes along. And also, I would say some of the timing as far as the games and the pass rushes up front. Gonzalez, he gets his legs under him a little bit more. He's going to be certainly a shutdown option. I do worry a little bit about Carlton Davis, and also his durability has, always been an issue. So I'm worried about the defense. If there's any portion of this team that has underwhelmed to this point, it's that. I mean, when you look at it, we know they're not overly talented outside of the defensive line and Christian Gonzalez, but this has been a lot rougher, than I thought. I mean, even on Sunday against the Panthers, offense that was challenged to begin with. They're down Xavier Legette. They're down Sanders, the tight end. Then they lose Moore. Is he a tight end or a big wide receiver?
Yeah.
After the first play, then they lose. They were already on a backup guard. Then they lose that one, Zavala, who stinks, and they have to bring in a third stringer. I mean, that unit isn't very good. I mean, I actually think that they're better than what they showed if they're somewhat healthy. As good as it looked on the scoreboard, I mean, the Panthers still drove into Patriots territory like 7 out of their 10 drives. And at this point, that Carolina Panthers offense reminded me a lot of like the Patriots offense the previous 2 years, where you just know, with injuries and other things, they're just undermanned. And there's like a ceiling of what they can do. And basically like the Panthers offense was like a 40 to 50 yard offense, and they just don't have the talent. It's too hard for them. One negative play screws them up to go the rest of the 30. And we know that's not going to be the case on Sunday night. So, and also, the schemes, we've talked about it before. The Panthers come right out, go right down the field without any issue, averaging 10.3 yards per play. I've just been sort of underwhelmed by the whole unit, and I do have a lot of worries about that side of the ball.
This defense goes as the defensive line goes. When the defensive line picks up its play, when the defensive line is playing well, the defense plays better. When you look at the linebackers, I think Robert Spillane the last 2 weeks has been much better than he was the first 2 weeks, which is the really good news. Christian Ellis continues to suck. I don't know why he continues to start. At this point, I'm starting Gibbons. I'm not telling you Gibbons is awesome, but I think Gibbons has been the better player out of the two. It's like every single first drive, Christian Ellis messed up 2 or 3 times on that first drive against Carolina on Sunday. And it's every single game he screws up at least twice on the first drive as Greg throws his computer. It's out of frustration. I'm frustrated too, Greg. I want to throw a computer when I watch Christian Ellis play. It's the nonstop screw-ups from that guy. They drive me crazy. Again, I don't know why he's starting. The secondary through the first 4 weeks has been inconsistent. Carlton Davis in coverage has been mostly good, even though he got beat by Tet on a deep ball. And if Bryce Young could have connected, that would have been 7. But Carlton Davis, for the most part, in coverage has been good, aside from the penalties, as you said, which is an issue. Alex Austin put in the role as the number 2 guy. He fell short of my expectations. He wasn't good enough. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez coming back will help that secondary, but you're still got Craig Woodson, who's playing 99% of the snaps. He's been a little up and down. I know Mike Vrabel cheered him on in the post game in the tunnel, but he's been a little up and down, as you would expect a rookie with so much on his plate, playing as many snaps as he has. So the defense has kind of been up and down, but the defensive line, I do think Milton Williams has been really good. I thought Barmore was terrific on Sunday. He single-handedly screwed up 4 or 5 plays for Carolina. And the other part of that, Greg, I do think you look at it and you say some guys made plays for the Patriots, but there were some critical when Carolina passed midfield, there was some critical third down plays where Bryce Young was a disaster. He was just a disaster. Rewatching the game yesterday morning, I mean, there were plays that just made you scratch your head from Bryce Young. So, yes, some of it was the Patriots defense, certainly, but some of it was also Bryce Young not being very good. And
also, how about those like 3rd and long draw plays? Like when you're on the border of field goal territory.
I mean, it just didn't make any sense. So defensively, I thought they were good. It's a step. I thought it was a step towards, some progress. And if you really look at it, the second and third quarters against Pittsburgh, they were great. The second and third quarters against Carolina, they were really good. And you just hope that momentum carries. Of course, we'll talk about the game later this week, but Buffalo is going to be a completely different challenge